Okay, so let's talk about Aegislash, this weird sword ghost fucker with a face. Why does it have a face? Well, we'll get to that. Also, this video does indeed have languages inappropriate for the children, so stop watching if you are a children. Aegislash actually has a lot of different influences behind it, and most of these are seen in its different names. Aegislash, its English, Spanish, and Italian name, comes from Aegis and slash. Aegis was a shield carried by Athena and Zeus in the Iliad and was sometimes depicted as having the face of a gorgon attached to it, which would turn anyone who looked into its eyes into stone. It was also described as having many golden tassels hanging from it, which were all extraordinarily valuable. The Gorgon's face part of the Aegis might be why the sword has a fucking face, but then I feel like it should get Thunderwave or something to at least paralyze its foes, but, turning them to stone would be a little bit far. Now, the first part of Aegislash's Japanese name, Gilgard, could be in reference to one of two things. One, gild, as in to cover something with a layer of gold, perhaps relating back to Aegislash's golden color or the golden tassels decorating the Aegis, or it could be referring to Gilgamesh, the protagonist of the Epic of Gilgamesh, in which Gilgi over here does some cool shit with his demigod superhuman strength. Durengard, Aegislash's German name, comes from Durendal, a legendary sword in some old French literature. Now, Aegislash is mostly based off of possessed swords and shields in European ancient literature thingies, which often, quote-unquote, chose people to be kings and rulers, like Excalibur, King Arthur's sword. This possessed weapons thing would also explain Aegislash's ghost typing, instead of just being plain steel, why it has a face, seriously, that's just weird, and why a sword can even have a gender in the first place, because the soul inside of the sword would lend its attributes to said sword and shield. Aegislash's French name draws from Excalibur, and Aegislash's Korean name draws from Gilgamesh like its Japanese name does, which makes sense because they're both, Eastern Asian countries and whatever. I think that's it, but I might have missed something. I'm kind of wired as I write this script. See you later, fuckers.